Welcome back to the Intersint Podcast. This is episode 51. Kenise, how are you?
Why is this the only intro we have for this podcast?
I panic and I don't know where to go. No, you were saying something right before we started. I have my water and I have a tea right next to me.
Yeah, I got annoyed because you were just taking your sweet ass time to start this episode. And first you just chug water. And apparently that wasn't enough. And you had to chug tea after that just to begin.
I have my flavored hot water with my plain ass cold water.
Is that enough for you?
It made me think, like, because I said, oh, water on water on water. And I'm like, wait a minute. If you put ice cubes in water, you're having literally water on water. Mind blown.
Poof.
Now, if you add steam to the ice water, now you're having all three elements at the same time.
Whoa.
Triple water.
Well, thank you for that science lesson. I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know we were going to go right back into what I started with. Dude, this has been the laziest morning I've had. I mean, obviously, woke up and I took my sweet-ass time, like, getting the dog outside, making breakfast and everything. I'm like, oh, we need to record in, like, 2 hours. And I was just on the couch the entire time watching YouTube shorts.
Baseball, huh?
That's going to make no sense to anyone who hasn't seen that short. I don't know who hasn't because it's blown up, but it's like, I don't know. I just get into, like, I could be productive right now, but I'm like, I just want to relax until I start to record.
No. Yeah, that was me. I just didn't want to get up at all. And then even just taking a shower this morning, because I, like, spent an hour in there because I have, like, a lot of hair to take care of.
You too.
And that's the majority of the time that I spend in the shower, just doing, like, all my hair care. And even then, I'm just trying to, like, motivate myself and, like, push myself to just even, like, step into the shower. I'm just like, I don't want to.
That's the easiest thing, though.
I just want to lay on the floor instead.
You can lay on the shower floor.
Ew.
It's arguably probably one of the cleaner areas of the shower.
Not when you're sharing it with other people.
That is true. Okay, good point.
If you live on your own, then yes, because you're just lying in your own filth. Unless you, like, clean your shower after you shower.
Do you do that?
I do, yes, but I don't trust other people to do that, so I just don't.
You clean the shower after every shower?
Yeah, I just, like, wash everything off.
Oh, I thought you were like...
I don't, like, do a deep clean of everything. No, I like soap that's, like, everywhere. I, like, clean it out.
I was like, that explains why it takes so long for you to shower. If you're showering and then deep cleaning the entire shower after you're done.
No.
I've done that before where I took a nap in the shower.
And just sat on the bathtub floor.
Yeah. It just had hot water. It was back in college whenever they didn't have enough rooms for us to hold all the students.
Yeah.
So they literally, like, rented out a motel.
Oh.
So, I mean, motel, unlimited hot water. So I, like, turned on the hot water and I just sat there and I, like, fell asleep. It was, like, after a long day of classes.
Aww.
It was, like, I fell asleep and I woke up and, like, that was really refreshing.
After wasting all that water.
I wasn't paying for it. I think that's the best part about going to a hotel.
Is the shower?
I mean, the water pressure sucks, but unlimited hot water is so nice.
That is true, yeah. I just don't like using hotel showers.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
Like, not even, because, like, now after, like, the whole COVID thing, just, like, how well did they clean any of this?
But you can make that argument about anything. Of, like, how well did they clean the rooms even before COVID?
That's why I just don't trust hotel rooms.
I don't either. Every time I go into one, I'm just like, I don't want to sleep on the bed or anything, but I have to.
I mean, for me, it's like, if I'm in a hotel, I'm on a trip, right? So it's like, either I take a plane or, like, a rental car to get there. So that the very second I get home is just jump into my own shower, scrub everything off before I even, like, step foot into anything else.
There's just something so nice about when you get home and you get to your water pressure. And you're just like, this just feels so nice.
I'm going to miss that when I move.
Well, no, you can just change out the nozzle on...
Oh, that's what I'm planning on doing.
Yeah,
I'm changing out the faucet and the shower head.
But it's true, like, I don't know about you, but for me, if it's like, if I'm at a hotel and the, like, super low water pressure, so it's like, you're just getting dribbles out.
Yeah.
Sure, you're getting clean, but you don't feel clean.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not until, like, it's that high pressure that it feels like someone with a pressure washer is, like, spraying you down and, like, blasting away all the dirt.
Yeah. No, like, for me, it's like I have a detachable shower head. And so I absolutely have to have that in the shower. And no hotels I've ever been to has that. And so I just don't feel clean enough.
Now that you bring that up, I think I've only ever been to one hotel ever that had that. and I can't even remember where it was.
Oh. Because if it was a chain, I'd be like, which one is it? Because it's all standard for them.
Which one is it? I'm going every single time.
No matter where I go.
I wonder if that's a quick Google search you can do. And like,
which hotels have a detachable shower head? There has to be a Reddit thread for that.
There has to be. It goes back to that bed I was telling you about.
Did we talk about that on the podcast?
I don't think so, no. So there's a chain that Weston, I think is the name of the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Which, first of all, I went on a business trip and we stayed at a Weston. Never been in one before. And they treat you like a celebrity. I'm walking up and like they open the doors for you, like no one's around, and you're walking up to the door and people just like spawn out of nowhere and like open the doors for you and like, oh, this way, sir, and like, oh, can we take your bags? I'll take you. I'm like, where am I right now?
They do that for the tip.
The what?
Tips.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have money, so
Clearly.
Clearly I'm a no one. Why would I have the money to give you? And by far the most comfortable beds I've ever slept in. Like that entire week I was there was the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life.
And that's saying something for you.
Very much so. So like the other day, it was like a month ago, I was telling you about it. I'm like, I miss those beds. Apparently you can buy them. Like they're a couple $1,000s and you can just buy the beds that they use for their hotels.
I don't think I've ever heard of a hotel do that besides this.
I think that also says something about it, right? It's like, our beds are so good, we're going to sell you them.
Or like, our beds are so popular that we're going to sell them.
And is it the same that they're using in the hotels, or is it different, you know? It's like when you buy the little bag of chips and you buy the big bag of chips, and the big bag of chips is different from the little bags.
Yeah.
So is like the hotel beds the little bag, and they're like, oh, you love this, buy it. And then you buy it, and it turns out to be the big bag of chips, and it's not as good.
That's kind of why like I want to buy it, but like see if what the return policy is first, and then buy it. And if it's not good, then we can just return it.
Is that a standard practice for you?
What?
When you buy something online, do you always look at the return policy?
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
I never do.
Why?
Because why would I? I don't return things.
But what if it's like defective?
Then, okay, yeah, I would return them.
Exactly. That's why you look at the return policy. Because sometimes shit like that, it's like you put into a body cavity, it's not returnable.
The phrasing on that one.
Like I know a lot of like nose piercings are not returnable.
Any piercing's not returnable.
Well,
the instant you take it out of the package, it's like sanitary, so
actually,
like you gotta keep it.
The second you open it, actually, it's not returnable.
Exactly. No, I had a microphone that I had like shipped over from China, and it worked for about like 2 times, and it broke.
And what was the return policy on that? Let me guess, you didn't know because you didn't look.
I didn't look, but I
knew it.
I went to return it, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna cost us a ton of money to ship it back, so just keep it, and we're just gonna give you your money back. It's like, okay, cool, but now I just have this broken ass microphone that doesn't work, and
you can see if you can try to fix it.
I need to find like someone who's good with electronics to maybe it might be the circuit board, but I really need to figure that out.
Yeah.
You just gave like the gym face whenever I said that. Like we always talk about, it's just too much work.
Not for me. I love return. I love using the return policy if I don't like things.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else out there is like each one of us? There's people who don't use the return policy or don't even return things at all. And there's people like me who, before buying anything, look at the return policy before buying things.
So whenever I go to buy something, I want it to be right the first time, because...
But what if it's not?
Then I'm not going to buy it. Like, if it's going to be a risky thing...
Well, how do you know that, though?
Because I'm not going to buy risky... Like clothing. You buy clothing a lot online. And you're also returning clothing a lot that you got online.
Yeah, because they get paid for the shipping label, so why not just...
The amount of times I've heard you complain about, I got to go to the place and drop off the package or return it. I just want to go home. That right there, that is why I don't want to do it, because I have that same mentality, and I'm just going to not do it and make myself miserable.
But I just do it. I suck it up and do it anyway.
You do. I bet sometimes you put it off for like another week, and then you're like, oh, I should really do this.
I still get to it. Unlike some people who took ages to get their 401k transferred over. What was it, 9 years?
10.
Yeah,
10
see, that's
years.
not helping your case.
The thing is like with clothing. So this happened once. I got gloves for Christmas.
Okay.
They didn't fit because it was just like the wrong size.
Mm-hmm.
So then I returned it and was like, oh, I need to get another size. I need to get the smalls, not the mediums.
Right.
They sent in the smalls. still too big, and I should have gone with extra small. But I'm like, I don't want to do this process again, so I'm just gonna suck it up and deal with the smalls.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
So when you wow, okay. You want to say that with a little less attitude? When you returned it, the very first one you got as a gift, did you wait for you to get your money back before buying the other one?
No, it was like an exchange thing. Like, so whenever they got that one, they sent out the other one automatically.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, if it was just like an online ticket item that you just return, wait for you to get your money back and then buy the other one, I would have been like, why not just buy the small and the extra small and then return whichever one doesn't fit?
Yes, but then that's still just back in square one of having to go back and do it again.
Yeah.
We've already established I hate doing extra steps.
You're at the point in your life where no matter what I say, I can't change it. It's too ingrained in you.
I'll probably never buy clothing online because of this reason. But I mean, like, speaking of clothing and stuff, like, we went to a flea market.
Yes, yeah.
Which is really cool. It was a punk rock themed or punk rock flea market. Where it's just like almost every single stand was just punk influenced. I wish I had tons of money to just buy so much stuff there.
Looking around, there's a lot of stuff that was like, that I normally wouldn't go for, but there were things that were just like, okay, when the time comes of me like looking into this, I'm gonna take your card so I have like your information, because I would really like to have something like curated for that.
Yeah.
Like the fire pit thing.
Oh yeah. That was the coolest thing in the world.
I emailed him on the train home.
Yeah.
And he responded to me last night. He's like, oh yeah, it'll take me about 2 weeks to make and ship out, so you should see something by the second week of May.
Oh, well, that was fast.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're on the top of the list for my next batch, so.
Nice. Well, now I can't wait to see that. Whenever we get pictures, then we'll have to post it up on our socials.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's awesome. But it was just really cool to just see a like collection of everyone who was kind of into the same stuff.
Yes.
Just walking around, which I've never seen before. And that was amazing. It's
happening again in October, so I'll definitely go check it out again.
Yeah. You're going to have a busy October.
Oh, yeah.
On top of that, like, we were heading to the flea market and a guy passed. And whenever the guy passed, you whispered to me, hey, have you heard about this band?
Yes.
He looks like the vocalist of this band. Never heard of it and anything. So, like, we just let it go. That was the only core conversation about it.
Right.
I get back home from, like, after leaving the train and getting home, get on YouTube. What is recommended? That band that you mentioned, that you whispered to me, which is the most terrifying thing right now. Like,
I kind of want to go into your phone settings now and see what's up, because I don't really get that as often as you do.
But I don't have access with my microphone to anything else. YouTube doesn't have access to my microphone.
No, but something else might that's selling your information to YouTube.
That quick? That's a quick transaction.
It's 2025.
Hey, he just talked about this. Hurry up. Do you want to buy this? I just pictured the SpongeBob meme of
Write that down.
That and like all the SpongeBobs running around with everything on fire and like all the information. It doesn't really happen to me all that often, but when it does, I'm like, that was way too quick. Especially with how quietly you said it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Now I can see why people are starting to go more to dumb phones.
Like I said, we need to go back to having one piece of technology for everything you want to do.
Yeah, because I mean, but also with that is like when you have individual technologies per thing, it's that individual technology is better than the combined version. The only thing is GPS. I do like that being integrated into the phone.
Oh yeah.
Because I still have. Did you ever have a TomTom?
Not growing up, no. Because we would always do paper maps.
Oh, no.
Up until, like, we moved here.
Oh, jeez.
Like, my dad would go on MapQuest and, like, print directions off. Or, like, having AAA send us, like, these giant state maps of, like, where we need to go.
Oh, see, I thought when you said paper maps, I thought that those were the ones you were talking about. Like, someone's in the passenger seat unrolling, like, this giant map.
No, it's, like, the big foldable state map.
Oh.
I think I still have them. I'll show them to you. I feel like you don't remember what I'm talking about, or you never got them.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's just insanity.
Oh yeah, it was insanity. The amount of times I got yelled at for not reading directions properly.
I mean, I guess that's a good skill to have.
I still don't know where north is. I can't read a compass. When someone tells me, yeah, go east off the freeway, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What is east?
And you don't know your left from right, so east is left. No, right.
Yes. Who doesn't know their right?
Whoa.
Rights and lefts now. Shut up.
No, and the map coast thing I did all the time.
I feel like everyone did.
Yeah, having to go to a friend's. People don't understand, like, the younger kids nowadays. Like, we'd have to print a packet of papers, which was our instructions to get to our friend's house.
What's the longest list of directions you printed off?
Oh, geez. Probably like 3 pages.
Oh, really?
That was just in one direction. So you also had to do the reverse and do the 3 pages back and make sure you don't lose the papers anywhere because...
Oh, to go back, yeah.
Yeah. The amount of times I remember being at a red light, looking at my papers saying,
what next 3 directions do I need to do?
What do I need to remember? Where am I going? And you better hope you hit a red light before you get beyond the points of what you remembered.
Yep.
Because if you're going solo, you are in for a treat trying to find somewhere. And like, I remember this was like before living in the city. I was visiting a friend down there and I took a completely wrong turn because the direction said like turn left onto this road, but I didn't know where that road was, or I thought I turned on the correct one. Ended up in the complete opposite direction. And now my papers are useless because now I don't know where I'm at or where I'm going.
Oh no.
I eventually made it. I don't know how, but I somehow figured it out. I was just like, I don't ever want to do that again.
That reminds me of like how Domino's used to deliver pizza back in the day before GPS. Oh. Like you just had to memorize the city you're in, basically.
Maybe that's why they have like a limit of like, we're not going beyond this distance away from the store.
Oh, yeah. Because I mean, there was one on like, what, every other corner?
Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't really matter of like how far away you're from them or they're from you.
I remember as a kid though, I was like, we ordered pizza and it took like 2 hours to get to us because apparently the guy got lost.
Oh no.
And my parents were so mad, but now I think back on that, I'm like, I get it. It
makes sense. Same.
There's this whole thing too, like in England, I think it's like the black cab taxis or something.
Yeah.
Where like in order to be qualified to drive for those, you need to remember every single road and street.
Yep.
I'm like, I know. I can never do that. Even whenever I was taking my test for Uber, because I did that when I moved out here, and that was the most stressful thing in the world. So they ask you questions about the city, and it's like, oh, if you want to go here, and this road is down, or this bridge is down, how would you get to this location?
Yeah.
So I pulled up Google Maps on the side, and I typed it in. And like, I don't know any of these roads or cities that you're talking about. I'm new here.
Oh, no. I'm a transplant. Leave me alone.
And they give you time. It's like, you know, when you're buying tickets and checking out, it's like, you have 5 minutes before you have to... It was like, oh, here's 3 minutes on the clock to answer this question. So I think they know you're going to go searching the answer.
Oh, of course. Because, I mean, it's kind of like they know regardless if you know the city or not, you're going to use your GPS no matter what. Because that's what it requires you to do, right? Because it logs that information as a driver.
True.
So it's like, why does it matter that I need to know this?
But even with the GPS trying to drive around Seattle... Anyone who comes to visit, it's pointless. You're never going to figure out where you have to go.
No.
The lane you were using to go straight is now a left turn lane somehow. And then it's like, but I don't want to be that. Or if you think it's supposed to be a left turn lane, it's not. And it's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to navigate this city.
Yeah.
I think it was back when I had to get my ID for the Uber. And I found a parking lot garage thing. And it was so small. It was like underneath a building, and it was so small that I almost hit like every single car getting in and out because there was no parking spaces and I couldn't turn around to get out.
Jeez.
It's like, how do people survive down here?
We're kind of the city of like, let's maximize how many things we can get in to this one building.
Yep.
Yet still comply with the codes and regulations that the city wants.
And this is why we take the train when we go down now.
Exactly.
Which even like we had this happen to us where we were walking to this train to come back home, and I was like, oh, where's the station at? And the friend we were with just pointed across the street and like, right there. Like, we are here. I'm like, oh.
I would have missed that, honestly.
It blends into literally every other building.
Not even that. It's like the entrance of it is like recessed into another building.
Yeah. So it just looks like an entryway into that building.
Yeah.
There's no giant sign to say, hey, this is the train system.
I mean, it has like the station name, but like no one's going to look at that.
And whenever I went down to the city myself, I literally walked by the station 3 times trying to find it. Not realizing it was literally the building right next to me. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, this would have been nice to know.
This would have been good to know.
Because it said the station name with an arrow pointing to the building. But I saw it, I'm like, that is a building. It's not an entranceway to this train. But as we complained about in prior episodes, like, we can't even figure out how to put up interstate signs so you know which way to go.
No, because now I'm thinking of like the trains in New York, of like how there's bright yellow, so they're noticeable that it's different from a standard building.
Bright yellow, and I mean, they're just in the sidewalk.
Yeah, you just go into the sidewalk.
Yeah, steps that just go down, and there's a giant thing with a giant sign on top of the steps to say, this is the train line that you're going down to.
Yeah.
New York has it figured out.
Yeah, clearly.
And that's my biggest complaint with the state is like,
you have examples. You have examples who to follow.
Every single state has figured this out. You just have to look at what they do and say, okay, we're going to do that. And we're like, nah, we're just going to try it on our own. And
let's do our own thing.
This is what we get.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So like how we talk about like, oh, the state doesn't do any interstate things, that like they just don't tell you stuff. There's other things I haven't been told about in my life.
Oh, really?
So I went to the eye doctor.
Okay.
And the guy's like doing the test. And first of all, he's always like, I never had this happen to me before where he came in and he sat down and he gave me this look like I did something wrong. He's like, like this, I can't even explain it. Like if someone smells bad, you're kind of just like, you give them like this look and like you're kind of distanced away from them. And he did that to me. I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Am I not supposed to be sitting in this seat? I don't understand what I'm doing. I go through and like doing all my tests. And at the end of it, he's like, oh yeah, so you're nearsighted. Do you know what that means? I'm like, no.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I know what that means, but he's like, do you know what that means in terms of your eyeball? Of like, why are you nearsighted?
Oh, okay.
I was like, no, my eyes are just broken. That's all I know. He's like, no, they're not broken, but your eyes are bigger than they're supposed to be. I'm like, well, that's something new to be self-conscious about. I never knew I had bigger eyes.
I have big eyeballs.
Big eyeballs. And so that now that I don't know if you know this, so does that mean farsighted people have smaller eyeballs?
Probably.
Like it's just the opposite problem, and now it's you can see farther or something?
People with farsightedness have smaller eyeballs compared to people with normal vision. Farsightedness often results from the eyeball being shorter, causing the light rays to focus behind the retina instead of directly at it.
Oh. So what do you have?
Nearsightedness.
Okay. Yeah, you have giant eyeballs too.
I have Thank you. That doesn't make me feel self-conscious because I feel like in women, like bigger eyes in a... I don't know how to say this without it being like superficial.
People are attracted to bigger eyes.
Yeah, sure. Let's say that. Yeah. It's a more like people want bigger eyeballs if you're a woman. Like bigger eyes.
Which back when I first met you, that's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, oh wow, she has big eyes.
Thank you. Because the other guy said, oh, you have really dark eyeballs. I'm like, okay, thanks.
That's the second thing I noticed. You have black
very
holes
dark
for
eyes.
eyeballs.
To the point where like you can't even tell like the difference from the pupil. And
no, you literally can't. I've like been right up in front of your eye staring at it. I'm like, I cannot see it. Like it is just all one shade of black.
Is black eyeball, like black pupils a thing? Because I went to my driver's licensing office when I got my license. And she was like, okay, what's the color of your eyes? I'm like, black. She's like, that's no such thing.
See, I thought it was an Indian thing because we have an Indian lady at work now. She just started a little while back and she has black eyeballs too.
Well, not eyeballs, like...
Well, irises.
Irises, yes.
So I just assumed it was an Indian thing of black. I mean, I've seen photos of like, there are Indian ladies and stuff that have like blue eyes. But is that like super, super rare? Or like green, I think.
Yeah, that's rare. It's very like, it depends on the region you're from. Because I know, like, in the north side, towards, like, not China, but, like, towards the north of the country, like, they have, like, colored eyes.
Oh, okay.
But, okay, so I looked it up. So black irises aren't a thing.
Oh.
Technically. But they can be dark enough to the point that it is black.
So it's like an extremely dark brown that is pretty much black.
Which is like the whole passport thing, like, with what you were telling me of when you filled yours out. Of, like, do I have brown hair or do I have black hair?
Yeah.
Because it's a spectrum at that point of, like, what do you have?
Well, that's the thing, though, is, like, I think of black whenever I think of your hair.
Oh, yeah, my hair is black, yeah.
Indian hair, Asian hair, black. Like, that is black of black of black. You cannot get blacker than that.
Yeah.
For me, I have super dark brown hair that when the light hits it, you can see it's brown.
Right.
But it looks black from a distance. So I'm like,
yeah,
where am I technically on this line of am I brown or is it black hair? I don't know.
But, like, for me, it's like that's kind of confusing because if your eyes are brown, in your head, it's like what your eyes would be.
Yeah.
Like, that's brown.
Correct, yeah.
So, like, what if I get pulled over and they look at my eyes and it's like, that's not brown.
You have black.
Those are black. I don't know. That's what they put on my license. I can't change that.
I told them and they said it didn't exist. So here we are.
There needs to be a option to have black eyes.
I know. Yeah. I've seen it enough times now where I know it's a thing.
Or at least make it like dark brown.
Dark brown.
Darkest brown.
Yeah, because I ran into that problem with my passport because I submitted it, finally looked through it, and I'm looking at my license, and my hair on my license looks black.
Yeah.
Because of the way the photo was taken. I'm like, oh no, I think I messed up here. And like, I shaved my head now, but I look in the mirror and I see the follicles and stuff, and I'm like, well, that looks black too. I'm like, did I just screw this up? I just spent money to get this done.
Well, they don't really use that to identify a person.
No, I know.
But going back on the eye thing, like, for me, and I don't know if this is everybody, but, like, when I first got contacts, everything was, like, all blurry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went back to my eye doctor and I was like, okay, these are blurry. Can I get something else? He's like, no, because you have astigmatism too. And I'm like, well, fuck. And he's like, yeah, well, we do make contacts for those, but they're like glass.
Oh, no.
So, like, they're rigid.
Wasn't that like the old school way of making contacts?
Yep.
Oh.
Because, like, with glass, you can, like, have layers on it that fix each issue. But with contacts, it's like one thin piece of material that you can't really change what it's made out of.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So I was just like, you know what? I'll live with having blurry vision for the rest of my life.
Just imagining like a piece chipping off of the lens and like being on your eye. Yeah, no, thank you.
No.
Because funny you bring that up. I have the exact same thing happen where I'm doing the whole winking thing, which I know you can't do, but I'm comparing the left and right eye.
Why?
You brought it up.
Did you have to call me out with the whole winking thing?
I'm just repeating what you've told us on the show.
But you could have just left that part out.
I could have, yes.
Yeah, you could have. Did you? No.
Chose violence today.
You did.
And so I'm comparing my left and right eye. And he's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, why is my right eye a little bit blurry? And he said, he's like, yeah, you just have an astigmatism. I'm like, cool.
Wonderful.
Do you know what that means, though?
I thought I did. And then you said something when you were telling me about this that I'm just like, oh, I clearly didn't know about this at all.
Yeah, so astigmatism just means your eye isn't as round as it should be. So I have big, not round eyes. Is pretty much what it comes down to.
I mean, it's like the Earth. It's not perfectly round.
It's flat, yeah. We all know that.
Eyeballs, of course. We have Earth-shaped eyeballs.
Aw, that makes it so much better.
Aw.
Or I could just have round eyeballs and be fine.
And be normal.
Like, oh, great. And it's not even both eyes. It's just one eye. And I'm like, well, that's...
Oh, yours is just one?
Yeah.
I think mine is both.
See, I think that's better in a way of like, at least the blurriness is consistent as opposed to like, oh, yeah, just one eye is kind of blurry.
Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense as to why yours is worse than mine. Because mine's getting better.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like from when I tested like 5 years ago to when I tested like 2 years ago, it got better.
Oh, that's cool. So at some point, you're just going to wake up like Spider-Man and be like, I can see.
I can see without my glasses.
Dude, I almost did that last night.
Oh.
So I got contacts and getting ready for bed and all that stuff. lay down in bed. I'm about to fall asleep. I was checking something on my phone. I'm like, wait, why can I still see my phone? I didn't take off my glasses. Wait, I don't have my glasses on. Oh no, my contacts are still in my eyeballs.
Aw.
Luckily, I caught that before falling asleep.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, because you got daily, so you don't need solution.
Yes.
Because I was going to ask you which one you got.
That was the big purpose behind it, because he's like, you could just do the monthly ones, but you're paying for solution too.
Yeah.
Or you can just do dailies and not buy solution and
Toss them out when you're done.
yeah.
I'm thinking more about it too. It's like, I'd rather just, the next time I do get contacts, I just want to get dailies.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I don't wear it as often.
That's the big thing too.
Like, if I feel like a day of like, hey, I just don't want to wear glasses, I'm going to wear contacts. I don't have to worry about it being like, oh, this is going to be in my contacts case now for the next 2 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah. And I looked and like those things expire in like 10 years.
Dailies?
Yeah.
Oh.
So theoretically, like I plan on buying a year supply and I'm not going to need them all that often.
Yeah.
Like you said, like when I'm in the mood to want to wear them,
Mm-hmm.
that one payment could actually hold me off for a long time before I had to rebuy them.
Yeah.
I would love a surgery like LASIK that doesn't involve cutting open your eyeball.
I thought there was one.
Oh, is there?
Oh, okay. So it's called Smile.
Isn't that a horror movie?
Yes. But it says, I mean, it's gonna cut into your eyeball regardless. You have to. You can't escape that. But it's a small incision that reshapes the cornea without making it into a flap. That like you have to bend that.
Is he calling it a flap? It's just no. Why do you have to call it a flap?
Because that's what LASIK is. Have you not looked at the videos?
Nope. Will not watch those videos.
Can I tell you?
No.
Can I tell you what happens?
It's fine.
They make a skin flap and they bend it back and they basically just like hook it towards like your
You're using
skin.
the worst words to describe this. Why are you using the worst words?
Sorry.
They hook it. After they make your flap, they hook it.
They attach it somewhere else so that you don't have to, so they have space to like work around in it.
No.
Yes. Or another option is Ortho-K, which involves wearing specially designed contact lenses overnight to reshape the cornea without surgery.
I like that one better.
I think I want to do that, actually. I want to look into this.
Just the name of it. Ortho-K.
Ortho-K. Orthokeratology.
Dude, eye stuff, like we talked about last episode, freaks me out. There's a guy at my last job in Pittsburgh, and he had to get this eye surgery, again, for something of like the roundness of his eyeball, or his like, he had to get this surgery where they put these straps around his eyeball on the outside of it. So pretty much imagine like you plop out the person's eyeball and you put on this strap, like a belt around the eyeball, tighten it up, and then put it back into the head. And that's what he had to like get done.
Okay.
And he sent us a video of like, oh, this is what I'm getting done. I click on the link for the video and I just see a close up of an eyeball with like
immediately shut it out.
Split second. I just saw the eyeball eyes out. I was like, nope, we're not watching this right now. So still don't know what happens at that surgery. I will never know.
That's fine by me.
I don't know what it is about like eyeballs too. Like I don't know why I get so squeamish about it. I think it's just because like for humans we're just like that's like a very sensitive spot. It's like
yeah, like if something damages it, you can go blind, and then I think it's the fear of going blind and never being able to see again that frightens me more.
Yeah.
Than like the actual like physicalness of it.
Yeah, and just how squishy it is.
Yeah.
And just like you have this little jelly ball in your eye, in your head that you need to protect.
Yeah.
But before we go, I saw this article right before we started recording. Okay. And we had to talk about this. So Los Angeles being a weird area that it is.
Oh, of course.
They decided to do the world's first sperm race.
What does that mean?
Without even clicking on the link, my first thought was, isn't every marathon a sperm race?
Isn't everybody a sperm race? Like every single human a sperm race.
What? What are you talking about?
We're winners on that race.
Oh, you're talking about like just being alive. Yeah.
Just being alive.
Technically, yeah, every birth is a sperm race. Have you ever thought about that? We're like, what if a different one would have won? Like, would you be a completely different person because of
Let's restart. I do now.
Would your eyes be fixed if a different one would have won?
Yeah, now I do now. Damn it.
I always think about that, like, would I start balding if I wasn't the winner in that race?
Well, my eyes have been normal if I didn't win.
Winning has its consequences.
It does. But you want to read what the startup name is? The name of the startup company?
Where is it? Sperm Racing.
A startup, yes. That's literally their company's name.
Nail on the head right there. Like, hey,
Yep.
we need a name for this. What do we call it?
Sperm Racing Inc. Or LLC.
If you're sitting there wondering, like, what is this even about? It is literally what it says. Is they will have literal sperm that is racing.
Literal sperm that is racing from two competing schools, USC and UCLA. Take rivalry to the next level.
I want to see this in the Olympics.
The race will the next Summer Olympics.
And they're off. You have a microscopic view of just like the guy, like
just the glasses with the microscopic telescope things.
Oh, Rep has these super big like telescope or microscopes that he's like running down the thing, following and trying to see which one's first.
Well, so it says this race will take place under a microscopic camera that will track the progress of the sperms as they attempt to cross the finish line. Could you imagine, like, if there was an egg to be fertilized at the end?
Is that the finish line?
That's probably the finish line. That has to. They should make that the finish line. Could you imagine that kid as he grows up?
He'll be famous.
Oh yeah, I'm the winner of that sperm race.
It's like the baby from the Nirvana cover, like being famous because he was on that. It's like, oh, what's one fun fact about you? I won the sperm race.
I mean, I wanted to. You're nothing special. The sperm racing manifesto.
And if you're using your analogy, it's almost like Ninja Warrior or like Guts from when we were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to do the race, and then the egg is like the final obstacle where you have to break through the wall to get in. It's just like you see all of them like hitting into it, trying to find a way in. But on top of that, it also says there's going to be play-by-play commentary.
Oh, can we do a watch along for this?
When is it? It just passed.
Damn it! No.
How did we not hear about this more?
Okay, that's fine. We can watch it because they had to have filmed. Is it online? Open this in incognito before I do anything.
You definitely need to open that in incognito. It also says there's going to be instant replays. What are you instant replaying? Wow, look at the squiggle on that one.
The squiggle on that one. They made this into like a whole like boxing thing too. Of these two guys like shaking hands, whoever's gonna like make their contribution to this race.
There's so many questions I have about leading up to how
Dude, Penguin Zero made a video on this.
Did he really? All right, well, we need to watch that after this.
Yes.
I mean, we're about up on time anyways, so I kind of just want to go watch this video now.
That's fine. Let's end it and then watch the video.
There you go. All right, well, if you're interested in that, go check out the videos and see what you can find. Place your bets for next year. See, well, we can open up a whole betting thing of like who's gonna win and like the fastest times. Sports betting.
Nice.
Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Go follow our YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram over at Intersint Pod, and we will see you next week.
Bye.